What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Joshua JCS Customs, and I want to thank you for clicking the video and tuning in today. So as you can see in the thumbnail and the title, this is part 2 of the Building the Dream Garage series. If you haven't, be sure to go watch part 1 after this video. That's actually where we did all the painting here, the trim, the walls. Still got to paint the door and do some touch-ups, but I'll be in a different part. So we just got the 2 coats on and got everything looking better. But I was left with these dull lights here, and I didn't bother taking it off because I'm going to be getting rid of it. But that's what we're going to be addressing in part 2. Because right now, these dull lights do not light up this black garage at all. It is so dark in here at night. So we are going to put in some LED garage lights. This is actually my brand of garage lights, and I'm about to show you how to install these bad boys. Now, right now, I only have one set aside for this, and I'm almost pretty sure I will have to put a second set over here. Part of it would be underneath the door, but when the garage door is closed, it'll light up in here. I still need to clean all the dust off that lift master there. But so yeah, the first set is probably going to be somewhere right here. Hopefully I can work it around and fit it between this and that. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get set up here. Man, this wall here, so this is my patch jobs here. This is patch jobs that you couldn't even tell was done on the wall prior to the previous owner. So when I painted it, really exposed those patches. Don't really care for the way that looks, but it is what it is. I'll be hanging car parts and all that over it anyway, so let's get set up. So let's go ahead and pull out everything that you get in these. And I need to go ahead and mention, if you hear a loud popping sound in the background, because it's ruined my audio a few times already, I have a can of 40-to-1 mix 2-cycle engine oil sitting right here, and the temperature change causes it to flex and pop. All right, so you get instruction sheet, zip ties. This is a partial cable that will plug into one of the connectors, and you have to tie this into a extension cable. You get some pieces to hang it up to the wall. And that's the thing, you can put it all the way against the wall or the ceiling, and some people suspend it, so just your preference. There was the pop. Connectors. And your tubing. So you see each piece is protected with a piece of like cellophane, and they all connect into the connectors. So the rest of this box is the tubing. So we're going to start building now. We should be able to fit this in between that and that, I'm hoping. If not, I'm hoping it lines up to where it goes around the lift master and around the light at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and address as well, some of you may be thinking, if I put this on the wall and I splice this into an extension cable and I plug that in, your lights are going to be on 24/7 unless you plug it in. So to address that, for now, I will eventually get rid of that light unit up there. I have these little things. I'll show you. These are a light socket to a plug adapter. I got 2 of them here. So I'm going to take that bulb off, the bowl off the light unit there. And I'm going to screw these in, and I'm going to route the cable to plug into here. That way, when you turn your garage light on, instead of this light coming on, your LED lights will come on. So that's how we're going to address that for now. I'll eventually change the unit out to look better, but that'll get us by. And honestly, guys, this install is not hard. I've done one before. Probably the hardest part of this is just measuring out the distance between your walls so you could try to center this thing. Probably the hardest part. So let's get building. You're about to see a time lapse and be doing that, but real quick, I'm going to explain what's going on here. So that's what we're going to be building there. I'm going to build each side first and then put them together on the wall, I guess. Since it's just me that will be a little bit easier for me to hold up instead of the whole thing itself. So you have two types of connectors. You got these little elbows, and then you got these three-way type connectors, and I'll get one out here. As you can see, it's like three-way. And the lights just simply plug in like that. And you'll need to make sure to put one of these wherever you plan on branching your power off, on the side or the back, wherever. We got one side built here. As you can see, if you've never done these before, they are huge. They're a lot bigger than what they look like in the pictures and stuff. This is literally one side of the garage, pretty much, is one side of this. So, not hard at all to build. Just make sure you stay building it the right way. But I mean, these are, you could change these. You could do any design you want. But we're going to try this one first. I have no idea how I'm going to put this up by myself on the ceiling, since it's so big. And you got to think, once you put this on the wall, you're going to have to flip it up. So my power will need to be at this branch right here. So I'm going to put a three-way right here at this branch. Didn't mean to kick it, sorry. So yeah, once I get the lighting up, then I'll start getting all the rest of this stuff out of here. And part 3 will be the logo here. And then I have a bunch of touching up in here. So all the white spots you see, I gotta touch those up here. I'm gonna touch that up. And one spot up there where the paint kind of came off. So I'm gonna skip over the time lapse for the second side here. It's done the same way, just to save a little bit of time on video length. But so yeah, I'm gonna skip over that, and then we'll start the install of the lights. We have both sides built now. As you can see, absolutely huge. Trying to determine, I'm gonna have to measure. I might have to end up putting another set up, which I already planned on doing, just doing it the opposite way. So originally I planned on doing it this way. I might have to end up doing it this way. One side here, one set here, another set on that side. Just because of how big they are. Just for y'all guys' knowledge, widest point would be side to side, tip to tip here. You're looking at about 92.5 inches. 81. So you're looking at 162 inches long approximately, and 92.5 inches wide. So these things are quite big. I do need to say that they are surprisingly very, very light. So probably what I'm going to do, since I'm by myself, is try to get them on top of the ladder here, hold them up, and then tape one of the sides down so I can kind of, once I know where I want to put it, screw one end in and then work my way down. You can screw these right against the ceiling, as you can see here. Let's see. Each one of these has a little screw hole in it. Or some people suspend them, say from like a fishing line or something, and let them hang a little bit. I was going to do that, but considering I got the lift master here hanging, this here, and you got to pull that down to get in the attic, I don't want anything hanging just being in the way, so I'm going to put them flat against the ceiling. So I know my garage is 20 by 20 roughly, but luckily what I'm going to go off of is this light here is dead center of the garage. If you look, can't see it behind the lift master there. So unfortunately we're doing it the way I didn't want to do it, so I'm gonna have to put another setup over here. Anyways, so each side of the garage is 20 foot, so to center's 10 foot. These lights are a little over 92 inches, so I just rounded that down. So that leaves me with 28 inches left over. So what I did is I marked 14 inches out to the edge of this tape. That way we can kind of center what's going on here and load them up. So I'm going to take that middle portion that I talked about. I'm going to line it up probably with, I'm going to see how far it looks with the lift master there, how far it goes up, and go from there. So something else to keep in mind is just everything that this is going to run into. Now you can modify this, but I really want the whole thing. So that garage rail right there is being held up by that structure is going to be in the way with the way it's currently held up. So I need to go ahead and put this around so I know it's going to avoid it and then build off that. The bad thing is that's going to put it closer to the wall than what I wanted. So unfortunately, the only way I'm going to be able to do this is by taping each portion up and getting it straight, because they like to twist and move, and then screwing them down as I go using Gorilla tape, because that painter's tape is not strong enough to hold it up, even though they're not that heavy. Let's see a time lapse of this. So you can see we got one side done. A little bit more difficult than I envisioned because you got so much stuff here. To the other side. All right, so I got everything like I want it. Got everything taped down, secured. So I'm good to start putting screws down it. Now go ahead and throw in. You see how close I had to go to the wall with it because of this hanger here. I can move it to this side of the hanger, but that would put me interfering with this hanger right on the edge of that one. So pretty much had to do it like this. And I couldn't do it this way because of the spacing between that, this, and this were not perfect for lining up the hexagons inside the hexagons. So kind of screwed on that. You can, alter the way it looks and put it a different way, but the thing is, I like the total hexagon look like this. Sorry, kicked my tape measure. I like the total hexagon look like this. So we're good to start screwing in. I checked all the lines, they look straight, and hopefully it don't move too much when I screw it in. So I'm going to eventually hardwire this in, but for now it comes with this little plug here. Plug this straight in, just like that. And then you can see, that's not hot at all. You can see how far we need, not that far at all. So, let's see. Just a rough estimate. put right there. Be safe. There's some tape to mark where to cut. Alright, so we have our cable here. Hopefully I didn't cut it too short. I wrapped it in, nope, perfect. I wrapped it in electrical tape just to make it black, stand and blend in a little bit. I'll screw in this little adapter. Now eventually, I'll get rid of this whole unit here. You can plug these lights into the regular plugs, but the thing is they will always be on. So doing it this way, they will only come on when you flick the garage lights. So let's go ahead and plug it in. This one broke apparently. It's got something jammed up in it. Brand new. Okay. Now I'm going to take some cable tie that up like that. Now's the best time for all this to try it out. I hope they work. Whoa. Wow, they are bright. You see, I got a lot of touch-ups to do where the tape peeled some of the paint off, but that's fine. Wow, let's shut the garage. Garage is closed. Let's see. Wow. Jesus. Man, these things look awesome. I'm so used to it being so dark in here that I'm not used to this. I have to put another set over here. So yeah, guys, that is it for this install. As you can see, the lights look fantastic. Can't wait to get another set up here, although it took a little bit longer than expected, so I'm going to take a break before putting another set up. But yeah, look at that. That is just awesome, awesome lighting. So yeah, can't wait to pull the car in, get some shots of that too, and throw it in the video. Until next time, guys, appreciate you guys watching. Peace.